Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the moderators for the interaction, and also thank you for the committee. My honor to be here. My pleasure. I'm glad to speak in international conference on pharmaceutical research and practice. Today, I would like to present about the teaching and learning transformation with hybrid university. Lesson learned from Faculty of Pharmacy, Universitas Padjadjaran. Let's start with the table of contents. I would like to introduce the history and recent progress. And secondly, the transformation, learning, and teaching. Then the hybrid university in West Padjadjaran, and later my best practice in Faculty of Pharmacy, Universitas Padjadjaran. Let's start. As we know, WHO has released the Sustainability Development Goals number 4, which is the quality of education. In the future education in 2030, the plan is to ensure inclusive and equitability quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. They already decided what will be in 2030 in education. On the other hand, in Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, which has 38 members, including Indonesia, the future education and skill in 20 and 30, as we can see here, the technology and education are together. In the past, there were industrial revolution, which has a social pain, and the present they move to the digital revolution. In the future, we can see there's the technology and also education are sinergistically important to obtain the prosperity. In this case, the transformation or the transformative method are needed. However, the COVID will come. Sader, as a member of OECD, has released the documentation of the impact of COVID on the education. They explain that some countries have introduced short-term support measures. For example, supply of digital learning devices, financial support to students and also schools, fund or safety also for the cleaning equipment. In addition, the online platform were used in nearly all of OECD and partner countries. This tool included education content for exploring its desire, real-time lesson on virtual meeting, and etc. And also, they already released the documentation about when and how to reopen schools in OECD countries members. There are several steps to open the school. Step 1, conduct a risk assessment for staff. Step 2, develop clear protocol. Step 3, and so on. There are also two significant opportunities. For example, assess the effect of remote learning on student competencies, and also continue to build infrastructure and capacity for remote learning. So if we conclude about the impact of COVID on education, and we can see in the past, in the last presentation and the last slides, even we already planned what is the future of the 2030 in education. But when the pandemic come, we need a transformative or adaptive transformative in education. Before we talk about the transformation, I would like to share about the pandemic policy in Universitas Padjadjaran. Let's move to the 2020. In the March 2020, we had a formation of the COVID-19 task force, and the campus was locked down. In addition, the emergency response in learning, teaching, and working online from home, automatically we need this process, and we cannot close, or we cannot full totally locked down, but still we need the education is still going. What about in April? In April, we monitor and also we evaluate the teaching and learning in online systems. And also the research team carried out from home. For example, they changed to the review article methods, not in wet laboratory. And also we added some lecturer workshop on online learning. How about in May and June? In this case, our government is already adaptive, and they give some free internet quota for students, and also we already prepare for the guideline for the staff how to working at home. And also in June, the student and lecturer volunteers for the prevention of COVID-19 are starting for work. Next, in July, the new normal campus life guidelines has released. Then the work from home and also work from office starting for the combination. The tuition fees also are adjusted. So some students can talk to the Directorate of Education in campus to decrease the tuition fee. In August and September, the laboratory activities with health protocol are reopened. And also the e-learning content increasing to develop. And then in October, December in 2020, in 2020, the massive e-learning utilization with Live Unpad. So we have like e-learning portal, LMS, in Live Unpad. So it's massively used by the lecturer and also the student in October and December. And evaluation of Tridharma activities also, we decided to monitor every month. And then in 2021, the new normal to normal activities were started. This presentation is already presented by our rector, Prof. Rina Indriastuti. So all of you can see in the Sajabi, in YouTube of Sajabi Universitas Padjadjaran, which is all professor need to talk every week in Saturday afternoon. Then they talk with the several nice topics. For example, like this in the transformation of Unpad in hybrid university by our lecturer. So, what is the campus management in pandemic in Universitas Padjadjaran? As we can see here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cycle, which is in the center of the cycle. We need a control cycle or control center with the response is quick, need to be quick to recognize the problem. For example, we need to service the students, how to service the best services in the pandemic situation. Then we need to improve our e-learning systems. The research also, as I talked previously in previous slides, the adaptive research is needed to be done in the pandemic situation. For example, a move from the wet laboratory to the review articles methods. The innovation also, we need to collaborate with the industry. For example, some of products are already released in Universitas Padjadjaran to help a government to decrease or to prevent the COVID-19. For the lecturer and staff also, we changed to the output-oriented systems. For example, in this semester, we need each of lecturer has published in 2 or 3 paper interpreted paper journals. The campus operational also, we need to prevent the COVID-19, and also we need to have a strategy how the campus operational is safe with the health protocols. The finance also is not easy because the income has decreased significantly. So we need to change the budgeting from this for the main purposes or for the supporting purposes to the main purposes. And finally, the communication. So we need to increase our communication skills with the partnership to increase, for example, the infrastructure of the communication and so on. So let's talk about the from emergency to the new normal, which says the Universitas Padjadjaran has some histories. In the early COVID, as we see here, the risk of COVID transmission is occur. Then tuition fees is due to the e-learning also has a problem. Variation of staff digital skill, we have also another problem. So we need the quick response. In the early COVID-19, the health and safety must be clear. Learning transformation to online also must be supported. Education disruption is coming. So in this case, the staff transition, we need digital skill for the staffs, the structure campus operational and also innovation and partnership as mentioned in previous slides. In beyond COVID-19, the transformative innovation is needed. We need the flexibility of Tridharma, so education, social, research, and also community services. And also we need the creative business model, the value development, and also continuing for the improvements. For what? For the achievement of UNPAD vision and mission as stated in the UNPAD or Universitas Padjadjaran. So I would like to share the experience and challenge in education before pandemic, and pasca pandemic. As we can see here, before pandemic, the university is preparing graduates to meet the challenges of industrial disruption 4.0. In the pandemic, not only to meet the industrial disruption, but also more adaptive in pandemic situation are needed. So the definition about success indicator is needed. How about the post-pandemic? The universities are required to help solve the nation problems. And also, universities are required to strengthen the intellectual foundation of the student against future challenges. But the facts, the pandemic is not yet over. And also, the global health and economic crisis is occur. Pandemic trauma also in some people, some staff, some students are coming. Online learning is a solution. In this case, even pandemic come, we still need to start the education, whatever the situation. And the advantage, some innovation appear as multi-dimension solution. This is the advantage of the pandemic situations. What is the outlook of higher education? I would like to share, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outlook for the higher education. The education need redefinition, respond to complexity, and also an unpredictable disaster. Online community, we need to develop online community, national and also international, to advance international standard education. In addition, the student competency also prioritizing student in facing global changes using higher education and also thinking skills. The content and technologies, scientific and interdisciplinary content pays attention to the relationship between lecturer and also students. It can be accessed anytime using technology. Increasing lecture capacity is also important. Flexibility, autonomy, lecturer teaching quality standard need to be improved. Finally, the research and learning synergy is important. Interdisciplinary research, national, international collaboration to support learning activities. This is our outlook of higher education in Universitas Padjadjaran. So, let's to recap. What is the transformation in universities needed? This is a response from Universitas Padjadjaran. Education is required to be adaptive to various disruption and development needs. And also, technological development drive digital transformation in all fields. Research for social welfare and also institutional entrepreneur through hybrid university is important. Therefore, Universitas Padjadjaran introduced what is the hybrid university. Before we move to the hybrid university, in each faculty, the university asked to, uh, to, to provide the online survey from the faculty senates. So we have 35 faculty senates. In August 2021, we have a survey. Most of them are in bachelor degree, the home base, and also some in pharmacists, and also in magister of pharmacy. So they teach and learning and also practice, supervise students in bachelor degree, in dissertation or thesis. They did in 20 in before in pandemic, in during pandemics. So we have online teaching and learning evaluation to make some decision maker to the university, and we reported to university after we discuss with our senate. See the result of the survey, as we can see here. What is the effectiveness for achieving educational goal and outcomes? Mostly, the Senate choose number 3, which is not so effective, but also some of about 34% choose number 2, which is in the middle of the effective and non-effective. So the online teaching and learning has influenced or has affected the system of achieving educational goal and outcomes. How about the student attitude and behavior? With online learning, mostly the Senate choose number 2, which is the influence is not good. So slightly bad. The attitudes and behavior with online teaching, no one choose that the online learning is good for the student attitude and also behavior. In addition, how about the online practice versus the skill laboratory? So is this improve their skill or not with the online practice? Mostly, the Senate choose bad influence for the online practice. So it means the skill or the laboratory practice, it must be in offline or face-to-face systems. It's not suitable with the online systems. So finally, we collected the problems of the online learning. Mostly, they said that the connectivity of internet is the most of the problems. Also, the communication, interaction between student and lecturer also has a big problem in the learning online. So after we discuss and we gave the survey result to the university, and university decided to be a hybrid university. Even although the hybrid university actually before pandemic, the Unpad has planned to be hybrid university, but because of pandemic, the hybrid university has accelerated by the pandemic situations. So as we can see in this slide, Unpad ready to hybrid learning, and also we prepare the hybrid facility infrastructure also to open 40% students for the learning and also hybrid systems. To be clear, so we have a video, and also video is still in Indonesian, but I think it is important to share. We have also a subtitle. This is why Universitas Padjadjaran moved to the hybrid university.
Situasi pandemi global COVID-19 mau tidak mau telah memaksa Unpad melakukan transformasi yang cepat. Proses pembelajaran sebelum pandemi sebagian besar terjadi di dalam kampus dengan metode konvensional, yaitu di dalam ruangan kelas. Semua kegiatan seakan terpusat harus dilakukan di dalam kampus. Teknologi e-learning yang telah dikembangkan sejak 2003 belum banyak digunakan oleh sivitas. Pandemi COVID-19 yang merebak mengharuskan Unpad memberlakukan pembatasan akses masuk kampus sejak Maret 2020. Perkuliahan tatap muka ditiadakan, berganti dengan pembelajaran daring di mana dosen dan mahasiswa tidak lagi berkumpul dalam satu ruangan fisik, melainkan ruangan virtual yang diakses dari domisili masing-masing. Setelah lepas setahun pembelajaran daring diberlakukan, Sivitas Akademika Unpad akhirnya terbiasa dengan penggunaan teknologi daring dan telah menjadikannya bagian dari pola adaptasi kebiasaan baru di masa pandemi COVID-19. Unpad juga terdorong menjadi universitas yang mampu menyelenggarakan pembelajaran melalui metode daring dengan menggunakan Learning Management System atau LMS yang mapan. Bagaimanapun, pola pembelajaran daring yang secara total meniadakan proses pembelajaran secara fisik tidak dapat sepenuhnya menjamin pemenuhan capaian pembelajaran peserta didik. Untuk itu, Unpad merancang pola pembelajaran baru yang akan membawa Unpad menjadi hybrid university. Hybrid University menyelenggarakan proses pembelajaran yang menggabungkan kegiatan perkuliahan daring, baik sinkronus maupun asinkronus dengan perkuliahan tatap muka secara fisik. Untuk pembelajaran daring, Unpad merancang metode asinkronus berupa penyediaan bahan-bahan materi pembelajaran yang dapat diakses oleh peserta kuliah di LMS Unpad, yaitu Learning in Virtual Environment atau LIV Unpad. Dimungkinkan pula untuk dibuat grup-grup diskusi yang menyertai akses materi tersebut. Unpad juga merancang pembelajaran sinkronus berupa perkuliahan tatap muka virtual dengan fasilitas video conference. Untuk menyempurnakan pembelajaran dan pengalaman belajar para peserta didik, Unpad juga akan menggelar pembelajaran tatap muka luring, terutama untuk menunjang kompetensi riset, keterampilan praktis, serta keterampilan solutif yang diarahkan untuk penyelesaian kasus atau proyek.
Ciri hybrid university adalah penyelenggaraan universitas guna memenuhi tuntutan kehidupan masa depan, yaitu menggabungkan keunggulan existing yang dikelola secara konvensional dan dengan memanfaatkan teknologi yang berkembang pesat. Implementasi hybrid university di Unpad harus tetap menjamin terwujudnya visi dan nilai luhur universitas kita. Kebermanfaatannya tidak hanya dalam hal relevansi dan keunggulan pendidikan, namun proses penumbuhan kreativitas dan inovasi penyelenggaraan pendidikan secara luas. Sejalan dengan penggunaan teknologi dan komunikasi pendidikan yang dikombinasikan dengan kegiatan di kampus, harus terkandung upaya penguatan karakter mahasiswa agar mampu berperan di masa depan. Maka selain proses belajar mengajar menjalankan kurikulum berbasis outcome, metode hybrid ini juga harus bisa memfasilitasi kegiatan dosen dan mahasiswa yang dilakukan secara on maupun off kampus, mendukung program Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka. Tujuan utamanya adalah mewujudkan Unpad yang inovatif dan maju dalam menghasilkan sumber daya manusia yang unggul dan tangguh, serta menghasilkan karya riset inovatif dan relevan dengan masa depan Indonesia maupun dunia.
Transformasi ini adalah sebuah keniscayaan dalam beradaptasi. Ini bukanlah akibat pandemi COVID-19, melainkan perubahan yang sudah seharusnya dilakukan oleh perguruan tinggi berkelas dunia. Transformasi Unpad menuju hybrid university, satu langkah maju menuju kinerja tinggi, bermanfaat, serta mendunia.
Yeah, so just last 2 weeks, Universitas Padjadjaran has released the guideline for hybrid learning. In this Okay, in this policy or in this guideline, I would like to share some parts, important parts. For example, what is a hybrid learning? Hybrid learning is a lecture that is carried out offline, where the lecturer and some students are in the same classroom on the Unpad campus, and some are outside the classroom doing it online using the teleconferencing technology. And what is the criteria of hybrid? So we define it specifically in this guideline. The courses which are held in hybrid manner are mandatory courses, so not elective courses. For in bachelor and also D4 study programs or vocational programs in from semester 1 to semester 6, in each semester we need one lecturer or one course need to be hybrid. So, for example, if we have study programs in bachelor degree, so we need at least six courses are in hybrid. So hybrid classes attended by students. This is maybe for the MDKM or Campus Merdeka is okay. We did not with the hybrid program or hybrid methods. How about the methodology? So the methodology in the hybrid in the Universitas Padjadjaran, the submission and interaction of lecturers and students combined offline and online so that can be more than one teaching team. The implementation of the teaching team in hybrid learning is carried out with different possible methods at each meeting with the following approach. Meeting material with basic theoretical understanding outcomes are provided online with a maximum number of participants. Meeting material with higher understanding outcome delivered offline. So we combine it. And also determination of the lecture method for each course is determined by the lecturer in charge of the course together with the head of the study programs. At the end of each meeting, an evaluation of the learning process session is carried out according to the given methods. This is some of hybrid rules. So I pick 4 of them. The implementation of hybrid lecture is carried out with 40 to 60% online, and the rest is carried out by offline or hybrid systems. And also minimum hybrid class facilities available. We have access point, webcam, microphone, and also display. So this is the minimum infrastructure that we need in each classes. Implementation of hybrid lectures must use teleconference. So we provide premium Zooms in 3,000 lecturers. So each lecturer need to use Zoom or Panopto. And lecture material must be stored in live our LMS systems or MOOC systems. Class students before 2020 are prioritized to take part in practicum offline because this class is affected by the pandemic of COVID. And also, we think about the supporting activities. For example, technical guideline for lecturer and education professional to support hybrid learning is needed also. Implementation of health protocols in the implementation of hybrid learning, optimizing the role of champion hybrid. So we have a team in each faculty and called hybrid learning, champion hybrid learning. This is like team who manage the hybrid or the e-learning process in each faculty. Formation of help desk also is needed in each faculty. So now times to share my best practices in my faculty. This is our hybrid class. So Prof. Yandri also last time already came to us and see these facilities, and I'm glad also in last year there were 37 students registered in the Campus Merdeka program using this class. So we have pharmacoinformatics and also entrepreneurships courses. And this course, this is only an example that this course are included in our live Unpad. This is our e-learning systems in Unpad SAID website, ACID. This is another facilities or infrastructure. We have 3 hybrid class like this. Actually, soon in each classes, it's need the minimum infrastructure for the hybrid class. This is the CBT and skill lab facilities. So each student need to come, or some student come to the campus, and some students also keep in their home, or in their in outside the campus. This is also, we have CBT facilities to evaluate the course, hybrid course or hybrid learning courses. Finally, the partnership and collaboration for the future education is needed. So in last week, in 22 June, so this week, we have an MOU or agreement between Wir Asia about the Metaverse Indonesia. So we need creative, and also we need to improve and adaptive with the change of technology. So in the future, we will have metaverse, or namely eduverse. This technology, I think, will be needed for all the students in Indonesia. So in conclusion, my perspective is the teaching and learning transformation with hybrid university is the best solution in post-pandemic era. This is my conclusion. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if we have some mistake. Once more, I would like to thank to the committee. Thank you very much.